Hello, my name's Dr. Gumption, and I'm here to talk to you about games. Games are all around us. Our world is saturated with games. The logic of games is pervasive, even in places we wouldn't think to find them. The stock market, corporate commission systems, university admissions, and even in social media spaces that reward us with serotonin rushes when we win the game by achieving a plethora of likes. The logic of games is impossible to nail down. Games are infinitely heterogeneous, ranging from the newest Final Fantasy title, where I'm from, to the newest Scrabble game in your mom's closet, to the Bejeweled game you can't help but play in your downtime, to the language games you read about in your Philosophy 101 textbook freshman year. We learn much from games. One might say that learning itself is always a game, but games inherently allow and even sometimes require for us to fail. So why do we keep coming back to them? One answer is that we learn from games even when triumph eludes us. The question becomes then, what do we learn? Do we learn aggressive and violent attitudes to the world as the 7 o'clock news would have us believe? Do we improve our critical thinking skills as the creators of brain games such as Brain Age would have us believe? I think it's difficult to affirm either of those examples definitively for every person to ever play around with a specific game. But despite this, I'm sure every gamer walks away having learned something. At their core, games teach us at least one thing better than perhaps any other medium of learning. My word for this is, you guessed it, gumption. Games force us to problem solve, to diagnose problems, to investigate causes and situations, and to rationally or irrationally analyze a system in pursuit of a goal we may or may not really care about. Games force us to consider, to scrutinize, and most of all, to see. Gumption is a word that bears an alluring relationship to the process of playing through games. Games, or at least the good ones, right, challenge us to exercise our abilities of resourcefulness, of spirited shrewdness, in pursuit of an end goal that might elude us. Games ask us to exercise our gumption. My friend Jasper Ewell in his book The Art of Failure reminds us that most video games set us up for failure, leaving only a narrow path to triumph that we must identify, locate, and pursue. Games cultivate and nurture our gumption uniquely and exceptionally. Ewell reminds us that the critical thinking and problem-solving skills we nurture in games translate to other areas of our lives such as our schools, our personal lives, and our careers, which, you guessed it, operate surprisingly similar to games. So the next time you're in a sticky situation, the next time you're stuck in the mud trying to cast a difficult spell, think about what you'd do if you were in a game. Where would you start if you had to problem solve in Mario, in Final Fantasy, in Candyland? What would you do? Gumption is getting your hands dirty and doing the dirty work to triumph and achieve goals both in-game and outside. This has been Dr. Gumption, coming at you from the world of Final Fantasy. Good night.